Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Elisabetta, your Italian watercolor friends, and today I have a small but big surprise, at least for me. I have ordered and received today this small Supergranulation set, a new release from Schminke, and it is the Supergranulation Urban Set. Let's open it right now. I'm always a bit careful with these cutters. It's a small box like the other boxes I have, although it's changing size with this Schminke, with its older set. And they're releasing new 3-color set, new trios. And this is 5 colors. Let's have a look. Okay. So this is Urban Red, Urban Yellow, Urban Green, Urban Brown, and Urban Gray. There is an example, a drawing as an example here, and we will probably also draw a sketch together, but let's start swatching. I can't wait. Well, we are ready to swatch, and actually I'm very curious. I think you're curious too if you're watching this video. And we have our 5 colors, and let's start with yellow. Okay, yellow, the main ingredient, the first ingredient is PY 159, which is a very rare yellow pigment. I have to read this name. It's zirconium praseodymium silicate. And from what I've read, it's a beautiful muted yellow. From what I read, the only source of, the only commercial brand that uses this pigment is Winsor & Newton with lemon yellow deep. It's dull muted yellow according to handprint. It's not enough. It's not very tinting. Maybe it was too small, the dot. And actually Schminke uses this pigment in the Volcano range. The Volcano yellow is exactly this pigment, and he uses this in this range. So it's not very pigmented, not very saturated. It's a very delicate pigment, and it is mixed with PV16, which is manganese violet, a violet that I personally like very much, a granulating violet, that I hope to swatch in a comparison video soon, manganese violet. So this is our yellow, very delicate, perfect, I think, for skies, for instance, because I don't think it becomes green with blue. It's dull, it's perfect for sunsets and skies, and also spotlights. When you have some lit areas on walls, for instance, this is perfect for urban sketching. Then we have Urban Red, and once again we have the same pigment, PY 59. I have put definitely more pigment, maybe too much this time. And you know that in all ranges, Schminke and supergranulating ranges, they have a hero. Maybe it's Potter's Pink. In this case, is this yellow. And we find this pigment PY 159 in each paint of this range. And this is red. It's a brick red. It's very muted. It is absolutely beautiful. I love muted colors. And it is made with PY 159, cadmium red PR 108, PB 35, which is cerulean, a cobalt color, and PBR 6, which is synthetic iron oxide, a dark brown. PBR 6, I think I only have in White Nights Mars brown, and it's very nice. Here granulation is incredible. I can tell you this is hyper granulating, really incredible granulation. And I can tell you that this paper is not so good for granulation. Let's go to green. In green, of course, we find the same pigment, which is PY 159, our zirconium praseodymium silicate yellow. And then we find some more familiar pigments like PB36, cobalt. It's one of the varieties or versions of cobalt blue, also used in cerulean. It's a muted green, PBK11 then, which is mass black, granulating black. Black iron oxide. It's wonderful because you can see a lovely color separation. You can see some yellow areas, strongly granulating. For me, black and yellow is a wonderful way to produce green. And here we have black, yellow, and blue. Not a hint of green. And the result is really a very organic, very lovely green. Can't wait to try this in a real sketch. Then we have brown. Brown, same yellow, of course. They always start with the same ingredient, which is this PY 159 yellow, rare pigment. And then PR 108, cadmium red, and black. Of course, Mars black, black iron oxide, granulating black. It's a sort of sepia, but very granulating. This could easily replace sepia, and it has a wonderful granulation. Of course, it's a super granulation. It's a super granulation range. This is very nice, but maybe less interesting. But now color is separating. That's nice. This color separation is very nice. And then we have urban gray. Urban gray, obviously the same PY 159. And then PR 108, cadmium red. And then they have PBK 11, Mars black. So it's the same composition, identical as urban brown, with added cerulean, PB 35, cerulean. And it's a gluey texture. Maybe I will add. It's not incredibly saturated. Let me add more color. Okay, so it's clearly a gray. And I think we need, before we judge, to wait until it dries, because I start seeing some very interesting things. So far, the only less interesting is maybe the yellow, which wasn't very saturated, but we'll wait until they dry. And I'm so excited because I already like this muted range a lot. I start seeing some exciting things happen. Okay, to try out this small lovely set, I have decided to draw a little scene from an Italian village called Orta. It's a lovely lake. Unfortunately, there is no blue, so I will have to do what I can with green and gray for the lake and the sky. So I will not use anything else but this set, and we will use some imagination. So I have drawn this little sketch with my Lamy Safari. I might not speed up this time the sketch, so I will explain you how I proceed. Urban, red, yellow. This yellow is nice, just not very pigmented. Slightly disappointing. Yes, I'll start with the walls of the houses. So can you see the palette? Okay. Very quick. I don't want to take too much of your time, so I'm mixing on paper as usual. I'm mixing this lovely yellow with a touch here and there of red. Especially where I have shadow. Here I will put more red. It's very lovely muted red. You know that in Italy buildings often have this peach color. And then I would love to try the water. I don't have any blue, so I will start with some yellow, bigger brush. I will use some yellow. And I will also use the same yellow for sky because I don't have any blue. So I will use this. And then green. But I will add some yellow. Unfortunately, the lack of blue forces us to use our imagination. I will also use some gray here and there for some darker patches. This paper is Canson 50% cotton. It's just a sketch, nothing too painterly. And then I think I will use the same yellow for sky. I love yellow sky, by the way. And this is like Naples yellow or raw sienna, that type of muted, earthy. Oh, I have touched. Okay, this type of muted yellow, which I find quite pretty. I will try a very diluted brown for the pavement, the street. And some touches of yellow also. For instance, stairs here, stairs here. Okay. Here I will put some gray. Okay. Now we'll try the trees. Trees, I will mix some yellow with the... I will start adding almost pure yellow with a small touch of green. And I will put some shadow maybe here. We see the trees. Now brown and this beautiful red. I will not completely mix it for roofs. I don't know what I have recorded and what not, but I've added some shadow here and there and finished the greens. I hope I've recorded. For the greens, I have mixed green, red and yellow, just to add some color variety, yellow sky. I'm afraid I have, my camera wasn't recording. And let me just add some green here and there. Reinforce the green on trees for contrast. Also, I have added some darks here in the arcades, typical Italian, the arcades. There are the shops underneath, but you can walk protected by the rain. It's called portici in Italian. I've added some shadow below the roofs and shadow here. We have this dry, but it's already dry almost. My beautiful colors are dry, and my final considerations are easy. I will answer some questions. Are these colors, is this set completely necessary? Is it a staple in your collection? No. It isn't. You can really mix your own granulating colors and you can make without. Do I regret buying it? Not at all. Look at this. The yellow in the swatch was not so great, but in the sketch it came out lovely actually. I think that the use of these 5 colors all together makes it gives a lot of harmony to the sketch. This brick color is wonderful, really wonderful for buildings or roofs. For people, you can mix these two and make people's skin colors. This green is very versatile. You can darken it, you can, with sepia, you can use yellow and you can make it lighter. You can make it more yellowish. This is very useful. Diluted is very useful for pavements, sidewalks, and also you can use it concentrated for roofs. And this gray, of course, is a staple for shadows. For instance, I would have maybe put a blue instead of gray, so we could mix the blue and the brown and have a gray. But having said that, it's still very nice gray. They're all very granulating. The yellow, it's difficult to see the granulation because it's very light. It's not very, I don't see that much granulation, so the yellow was not so important, but with this little set you can go a long way. Just add the blue, and it's not something that you must have, but you can put it in your wish list if you like, because it's really a nice addition to a granulating collection. The sketch was, I forgot a roof. Wait. I'm quite happy. It was very quick sketch, but not thanks to my drawing abilities, but thanks to the lovely colors. I think the result is quite pleasant, and yes, I think that maybe you could try this Schminke granulating set. For me, among all the sets that I have, yes, I have, you find the reviews of this trio Volcano. I have reviewed Shine and Tundra, but this small urban Supergranulation set is by far my favorite. If you hear some noise in the background, are my dogs that are snoring very, very loudly. Basta russare. They speak only Italian. Okay, thanks a lot for having stayed with me, and I hope you appreciated this review. If you have, don't hesitate to give me a thumb up and maybe subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for joining this swatch and sketch with me, and ciao ciao from Italy. Ciao from Elisabetta. Talk soon.